Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Games Chat. I am your host, Chris, as always, joined by my co-host, Sean.
Hey, what's up, world? How are you doing?
And John.
He didn't say, and finally this week yet, John. Why'd you do that?
That's funny.
Why'd you do that, man? What's been going on?
I've watched so many movies.
Have you? Like in the theater?
He's got to get caught up.
In the theater and at home.
What have you been doing?
Well, for one, I do trivia every Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
the gauntlet
Nerd. Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
The gauntlet came down that they're doing Tarantino this week. So I've gone back and I've only got Django and Death Proof left to watch of all of his movies. So I've done that. Refreshed on all those.
That'll be when they hear our voices. That'll be this evening. You're going up, and you will have watched Django. And
yeah,
is Reservoir Dogs Tarantino, or is that
yes,
just him?
That was his first one.
Okay.
Hey, are you? Is that where you're on Xbox? Is that where you're watching it?
Yeah. Plus, I was also playing NBA 2K.
Do you guys have you noticed watching a Blu-ray on your Xbox One X or your Xbox One S like I have? Mm-hmm. The player. And maybe I looked for an update, but it didn't have it. But it did this flashy thing every once in a while. You guys ever heard of that?
I hadn't. No.
You probably haven't watched any movies on your Xbox, like physical copies.
Yeah, because I've watched Django on there. I own Django. And I watched that last year.
You don't remember the little flashy?
No.
Okay.
My Xbox is great. It's got 95 billion teraflops.
You're probably right, dude. They probably want me to upgrade to the One X, which ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, they're trying to send you a signal.
I'm telling you that much. It ain't gonna happen. I'm just kidding.
But I watched that. I watched If Beale Street Could Talk, which I doubt anyone would care about that.
Did he just say words?
Yeah.
If
If Beale Street Could Talk.
If Bill in the street could talk.
Yeah. If Beale.
Bill?
It was based on a book.
Yep. James
Bill
Baldwin.
Street. Bill Street.
I knew the name. I just didn't want to name drop.
Oh, okay.
You should.
Yeah, it's not me.
I don't mind.
What else did you see?
And I watched Ocean's 8 because it was on HBO.
Did you like it?
That's terrible.
I thought it was okay. I never felt like there was any tension in what they were doing versus like, there are moments like in the other Oceans where you're like, well, they're kind of screwed,
Wait, was Ocean's 8 the new one with the girls?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to see that. I wasn't sure. I love the ocean movies, like you said, because of the places they find themselves in to get these things done, these heists.
Yeah. There's maybe a couple of moments, but it's like I just never once felt like, well, this is going to fall apart. You're just like, no.
Yeah.
But they did it, They oceaned.
Yeah, I was thinking on the way over here, like, what did I watch this weekend? I don't think it was anything.
Really?
Yeah.
And I watched You, which is on...
Yeah, that's a creepy Netflix little thing.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's like, think Dexter, but instead of it being, a person that's going out there trying to right the world or whatever, right, and fill his urges, it's more of just a online stalker going to every level to impress and be involved in someone's life.
So you were doing research?
Yeah.
You want to come over later?
You kind of got it together right then and the end, but when I watched the preview, it's this guy who finds somebody he really likes online, and then he starts following her, like, to everything they do.
Correct.
And then he has the, oh, hey, I'm sorry, how you doing?
Yeah.
Moment, and then it becomes...
Fine to see you here.
And then it becomes all of a sudden they're, and then they're a thing.
What's that?
You know what I mean?
Oh, that sounded like the psycho stabbing in the shower.
It was. Well, it's seven. It's seven. All right.
Oh God.
Yeah, it definitely goes to a dark place.
Yeah. Then it's just everybody I've seen that watched it. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. It's well acted. I'll give them that.
Oh, I lied. I have been watching. We're speaking of the Xbox. We've been watching. The reason I bring that up is because we were watching the Harry Potter movies. Tinley started reading the first book. So we showed her the first movie, but then she went over to a friend's house and they were watching. They did a weird bounce around thing where they had watched like 3 because it was somebody's favorite, and then the person was like, "Well, I've never seen 5," so they watched 5 after 3,
which is probably my least favorite of the movie.
And then when they came home, we started watching 6, which is the Half-Blood Prince, which I'd only ever seen in the movie theater.
That's the one that also pissed off a bunch of people because of the end.
Well, I got to say I rewatched it, from a perspective of it's not as new anymore, and I love everything Harry Potter, and it's a really well done movie. Really,
what pissed people off? I don't remember that.
If I recall, the big reason was just that they did not put the funeral in there for Dumbledore.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
They do everything else really good to that point. When he's in the cave trying to get the Horcrux. We had to tell Tinley, look, we had to go ahead and tell her, this is going to happen. People are going to come out of the water. Harry's going to try to fight it, but Harry's not as good as Dumbledore, and Dumbledore's about to kick A. And then all of a sudden, I was like, watch, you're going to see fire. She was really scared because of the noises and everything. And then you just see that fire and Dumbledore doing his spell. And
he's Dumbledore.
I actually teared up again watching it, is because you get vested in what you're watching, and you kind of remember all the things.
You remember you love Michael Gambon?
He evolved really good.
Yeah.
Coming from 3, which I think the way Cuarón directed that movie saved his performance.
Sure. That's fair.
In 4, I think he was just over the top. And I think it was around that time where we found out that he didn't really read. He didn't care about the book Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Like he was going to just do his own spin on it. So he was out of control.
I was always interested, like if there's multiple universes, right? There's one out there where after, someone did something bad.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we hear noise in the kitchen just now, and you see Penny just hauling A to get out of the kitchen.
He's like, what was that noise? I don't know what that was.
That's funny.
But like, there's got to be another universe where Cuarón, after he does the third one, stays on and does the rest of them instead of leaving. Because they asked him, they offered it to him, and he said, no, I want to go do other things. And like, this world where gravity doesn't exist and Roma doesn't exist. And he did one other movie after Harry Potter. It might have been Children of Men. I can't
Children
remember.
of Men?
Yeah, that might have been after.
You would know. I wouldn't know.
But
I just liked it.
But then I would be interested to see how that would turn out, because he seemed to have the right everything, to me, with what he did.
Speaking of alternate universes, there's this YouTube channel that I really love. Mm-hmm. It's these guys called New Rock Stars. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they are amazing. So they'll take for instance, the Avengers trailer.
Yeah.
And they'll break it down with all the Easter eggs, and they're very knowledgeable and stuff. I first found them when I was trying to find some things out.
Sure.
Or something, not those things, John, the other things. It was concerning Game of Thrones. So they're from all aspects of fandom, nerddom, that kind of stuff out there. They're very good at what they do. They're funny. But anyway, so I started watching the breakdown trailer of the Endgame. Mm-hmm. And so they break, and then he goes, and there's so many different videos that they go into about the Doctor Strange, plan and all that stuff. So it's really, really good. I can't wait for that movie, dude.
I think I read somewhere that Endgame, with all their promotion,
Endgame, Avengers Endgame,
yeah, that all the promotional stuff they're going to put out for it, it's all going to just be from the first 15 minutes.
It should be. It should. And I mean, because there's so much that's going to possibly happen.
We know something that happens thanks to trailers today. Thanks, Sony.
Well, we don't know when that. Are you talking about the Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah.
We don't know when that takes place.
I guess, but
the people are saying that's literally right before Infinity War.
But it doesn't make sense because
it does.
No, because he's
nerd.
He's got a different suit in that one.
Doesn't matter. He can get new suits all the time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So the Spider-Man trailer dropped today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the classic
Far From Home.
I saw it, but it got zapped from my brain. I totally forgot about it.
Are you serious, dude?
Yeah, I forgot about it.
You are a mess.
I can't believe
I saw this Gillette commercial and it ruined my day.
Oh my God.
He's the one crying about that.
He's the guy. Speaking of John being a mess, I haven't seen John. Right. So I'm at the red light at the intersection by the gas station that we stopped to get our pre-show beverages, not alcoholic, like mostly Dr. Peppers, waters, those kinds of things. And at this red light, I'm able to literally see John park. I'm like, oh, there's John. See him get out of his car. I see him stumble. He does some weird walk into the door. I'm like, I just know John's a mess today. Like, you could just tell. This was foreshadowed by a conversation we had in show notes where John... we were just kind of going back and forth on our Facebook Messenger, where you could just tell something. John, I didn't know, right? That John.
He asked me like, "Hey, do you mind if I keep it short?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't care." But I go and I look at this, and I'm like, "Wow, he was not kidding."
There's like 7 of them.
But
yeah,
our topic today, I don't know that I've ever seen John as a mess concerning that as he's ever been.
I don't know what I'm looking forward to.
And then in the store, so I finally get to the store, right? And I walk in and I don't. John's very tall, and I go in and I don't see him quite right away because he's hidden behind the area where snacks are, and they currently had stuff kind of stacked up high. And I didn't even know you saw me or noticed me, but he turns around and I guess instantly sees me and he goes, I forget the line, but basically, I'm starving. I need food. Nothing looks good. So then we stumble around the store. We end up getting some snacks, and it's just.
I figured you heard me mumbling to myself like a cranky old geezer.
Gillette.
I'm in the crap aisle where the ooey gooeys are.
Yeah, that's the best aisle of the store.
That's where
that's where the magic happens.
That's where my desperation took me. I was about to pick up a jumbo honey bun, and Sean went, "No,
you don't need that. If you go honey bun, I've eventually showed him the Little Debbie area. I said, "This is the good stuff. Don't pick up Bert's vanilla cookies. They don't have Bert's lemon cookies.
Yeah, they don't.
Put those down. You don't need those."
I want to know what happened if Bert just said no one gets lemon cookies, or
he's like, we got to get the vanilla cookie sales up.
These guys are all about lemon. So if we just take that away,
no. But yeah, so you're good now. You got your little snack. We're going to figure out where we're going to have food at afterwards, right, John?
Yeah.
Oh, we already figured it out.
Okay, is it locked? Okay, it's locked.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either. I got no
John,
qualms
you got a problem
with
it.
No, actually, that's sounds amazing.
Pretty good, yeah.
I'm still not ready to talk about it, but we are, 2 weeks out of it now, or a week out of it? Has it just been a week? It's just been a week.
Of what?
The event.
Oh.
Huh? What am I? Oh, got it.
Oh, wait.
Got it.
Wait, Clemson just scored again.
They could have.
Hey,
they could have scored a gajillion
it's
points.
okay because you know what? The Dallas Cowboys lost Saturday.
That used to be America's football team, Chris. I don't know if they are anymore. I don't know if they still have that title.
My favorite meme, though, from football I found over the weekend was, and I sent it to Mikey, was Tom Brady as Thanos snapping the Chargers out of existence.
That's funny. He's the GOAT, John.
Why do people hate the Cowboys?
Because they're the Cowboys.
I don't know.
Because they're not America's team. Okay?
Why were they America's team?
Because Jerry Jones
they
said
were in
they're
Texas,
America's team.
and Jerry Jones said it. And
Yeah.
they had Troy Aikman. And they had,
they are the most valuable franchise in the world in terms of sports.
Did you see the Troy Aikman picture that said he looked like a white Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I did.
If you if you just unfocus
Yes.
your eyes, you're like, that looks like white Jay-Z.
I love white Jay-Z. That's amazing.
But
Holler at Beyonce.
hopefully we get some better games this weekend because most of them were kind of lackluster.
What do you mean lackluster? The
Like,
Patriots,
the only
Patriots
close
game was
one-
terrible.
Yeah, the only close one really was New Orleans and
That was a good game.
yeah, that was a good game.
That was really good.
New Orleans
who
and
dat?
Eagle. Who dat?
Who dat nation, yo? That's what they say down in Knowledge, John.
Yeah.
Who dat?
That's where Beale Street is.
Did you watch any NFL playoff football?
No, I think most of what I did was play games.
Oh,
A lot of it was I played a lot of Diablo 3 with my wife
your wife.
Can't go wrong with that.
on the Switchy Poo.
Ooh.
Hey, you
So
I'm
you
sorry,
paid
I
60.
just got to tell you, if you buy, I would 100% recommend Diablo 3 on Switch if you're interested in playing Diablo 3. You get the Treasure Goblin amiibo once a day. You don't get it with the game, but we pre-ordered it. If you once a day you put the Treasure Goblin on your controller and it sends you to the vault once a day.
There's a treasure vault.
Oh,
Yeah, you know the
you
Goblin
don't-
Vault.
Oh, you never made it that far.
Did I not?
Nah.
Come on, stop.
No, we made it to it. He knows where I'm at. I don't know if I know about that. I've been to Unicorn Land.
Unicorn Land's fun.
It's completely random. I mean, it depends on.
Well,
We
you,
didn't make
have
it
to
to the
know,
vault.
you have to get certain things that allow you to get a key to the vault. And then there's a higher level vault, too, that
Wow,
pays you out even
Chris.
more.
Why didn't you take me to the vault?
You quit.
Oh,
We're playing co-op, and so I get to go into the vault. She comes with me, and then she gets to go into the vault, and I go with her. So we have like 40 million in gold right now since we've been playing it.
Yeah. I mean, with that, the way that game
It's
is,
super awesome.
it's like you find one high-rated person and you let them drag you through Torment level 15.
Yeah,
like,
you've done that.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. Like,
what's
you
your
just
necromancer's name?
Can't say it here.
You can. Richard what?
No. It would be more like Death Richard.
Right.
Because I got that. I got Strong Richard.
Yeah, what is your demon hunter? Do you have a demon hunter?
I do.
Because that's what I'm playing with right now. Is
They're the best. I like that class the best because of its ranged ability.
I like that spin attack with the stuff. So cool.
I want to rename it to Van Richard now because he kind of looks like Van Helsing.
Yeah. That's funny. Did you ever beat a dragon thingy?
No, but
dragon
I'm about to.
Josh is playing that.
I've been playing. Oh.
He said he sent me playing.
He sent me an invite. No, yeah, he sent me an invite 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm. And you turned him down, didn't you?
Only because I was shutting it down. But I didn't know what he was inviting me to.
Just to the party. Let me tell you why you and I are different. Because he hops into the party I'm in, which I was shutting down, and I hop off. He didn't really say a word in that party, but then immediately created one and sent me an invite. And guess what I did?
You accepted it.
I went.
Okay. That's pure ignorance on my part. When somebody sends me a party invite, I'm just assuming that
you're afraid
they want me to play the game with them.
There's different.
So that'll change from now. I didn't know that. So if Josh, you're listening, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Yeah, I do it all the time where I'll hop in when they're playing Fortnite or whatever and just
say, hey, what's up?
Yeah, be like,
hey. I hadn't talked to Josh in God knows how long, so we just kind of caught up, talked about some things.
Oh, and Mike sent me one. Mike's S.
Mm-hmm. Mike Schler.
And he was playing Black Ops, and I thought, I don't have this. He's got to know I don't have this game.
We should call him
there's
Mike.
A game invite and there's a party invite.
Yeah, and now I understand that. I didn't understand that. So, Mike, I'm also sorry about that.
We should call him Mike Deathstroke, and if people can figure it out, they'll know his name. He can't figure it out.
I know his name, so I don't need to. I know the answer to the key. What? What, John?
I just like touching your watch band. It's really nice.
Santa Claus brought it.
He's a good dude.
He really is. He's the best.
NBA 2K news, Chris Love has been traded to the Atlanta Hawks because...
Boo.
Chris Love.
Did you accept that trade?
Yeah, I asked for it. Look, man, I won 2 straight championships with 75-win seasons and undefeated postseasons, and it just got to a point where I was like, look, LeBron, I had to have to go talk with LeBron. I was like, we're just too powerful.
Dude,
okay.
he just straight tried to ASMR you.
That's funny. But now I have to struggle, I have to work.
You need the challenge back.
Yeah, it's like I have to be James Harden every night, score 50 points.
See, John, James Harden is
a guy who went 1 for 17.
You were not wrong to do
threes.
that.
He's got a beard. Just saying.
He's the beard.
Yeah, he's known as the beard.
Chris Love.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
It makes me want to run through a
Plus,
wall.
they got really nice uniforms. Like, because, I can go back and forth between those nice black uniforms and...
those neon ones?
Yeah, I like those. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Because it was down to them or Timberwolves, because Timberwolves have Prince jerseys this year, which are tight.
See, John Prince was.
Yeah. He lived in. But then, like, on the other side, I can also rock the classic, like, 80s, short.
Dominique.
Yep, and just do that. Act like I'm Mutombo and go, no.
See, John, Dikembe Mutombo was.
Did you know Prince was 4'11"?
Yeah, he was tiny. He was like Sting small.
But,
Sting?
Like, yeah.
Is
Sting.
he that short?
So,
Sting is tiny, dude.
Yeah.
Sting from the Police or Sting from WWE?
Not WWE Sting.
Yeah.
He will splash you. But no, Sting from the Police Sting was like on, he had like shoes that had really thick soles on.
Yeah.
So he could kind of reach the microphone at its lowest level. Mm-hmm. Its lowest height.
There was who was it? Brandon was telling me a story of Prince today where it's like Prince rented a house from Carlos Boozer in like first summer. And when Carlos Boozer got the house back and he went back in, Prince had completely like just ripped up everything and put in like,
Prince stuff?
Yeah, put like, black and purple rugs and
just Princed it out.
And he's like, wow. So he's like, he just said, oh yeah, by the way, I made some changes. Here's like, $10 million. Do what you need to do.
That's dope.
And you can
Don't
do that
wish you
because
had-
you're Prince.
Don't you wish like your pocket money was like millions of dollars?
I don't know who you're talking about because I'm balling.
Out of control, huh?
I said that so white.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm balling.
I don't know who you're speaking to, but I'm balling.
I'm balling.
Let me tell you something.
That's really
Came
funny.
to borrow some brown sugar. No. Can you scratch my back?
I heard today on the old Elvis
can't get
Duran
back.
show
Okay.
that if you just go up to a wall, like find the corner of a wall or that door frame and do the back scratch. Go try it real quick.
I do it all the time.
I don't want to be toxic.
What does that mean? What the
Just
does that
scratch
mean?
my back.
I'm not. No. Get up right now.
It's okay.
And go stand on the wall and scratch
Now
your
you're
back.
just tickling me. That makes it worse.
I
Chris, stop. So what are we talking about today?
don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
Topic time.
The topic is
What is the topic? Can you say it?
2019's most anticipated games.
Oh, that was good.
That we,
Our
Us.
most
I
anticipated.
was thinking he was going to go. Topic is
And then, like, we just
the
pulled
3
this-
best games that we're looking forward to this year.
Is it 3?
Yeah, we said 3.
We said 3, didn't we?
Yeah, we
See, I
said
thought
3.
we said 5.
No, we said 3.
We can just do. I got one that I'll just bring up if nobody brings it up.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to hear your thoughts on it too, but I'll say
Okay.
I'll say
yeah,
that
that's
for last. Yeah.
it's a conversational podcast.
What?
We stole that one from another show.
Hey, John, why don't you kick it off first?
Yeah, John, why don't you go first this time?
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
We don't have to do order. We don't got to do order. Let's just bring
Okay.
them out. I'll go first. Let's do
I'm
it.
not gonna do it in a reverse order.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go first.
Oh, you want to go? Okay, I teed up John, but
I'm
okay.
Ricky Henderson today. That's the leadoff man.
So we're going
joke.
this way. We're going this
We're
way.
just gonna go.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Choke up on the bat, Ricky.
Anthem.
Yeah, that's my most anticipated.
There it is.
Is it really?
Dude, BioWare.
I didn't.
It does
think,
not matter
I didn't-
what it is.
I didn't think you were really hype on this game. I
No,
honestly
no.
didn't.
I've been having sidekick conversations with Tate just to make sure. I'm like, I guess I got to get this game on PlayStation because I know he's committed to these kinds of games. I know he'll play it. But no, yeah, I don't care what it is. If BioWare makes a game, I want to play it. I suffer through freaking Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
And I did it
Which,
because
by the way,
why?
I mean, when you think about Andromeda, it looked amazing.
At certain parts, yes.
I mean, you remember watching the guys demo it. I mean, and even seeing it on your TV, it was an amazing looking game. And the hype for Anthem is that the core, I think, fan base that wants to play it, at least from the jump, was this Destiny fan base that was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is Destiny-like, but it's clearly different, especially
Very different from what I keep
yeah.
seeing.
Once you learn the different like classes and what they did and the kind of suits they wear, they captivated everybody when they first showed it off, and they showed these players kind of talking to each other like they do. This communication system they had, and we're just kind of flying around in this world. I don't know what the world is. I still don't really know much about it. I'm trying not to know much about it.
Yeah.
Because the game it's going to come out very soon. So I don't want to know
February
that stuff. 22nd.
22nd,
yeah.
something like that.
I don't know that I've ever played a BioWare game, have I? I
You played Dragon Age.
and I was iffy on it, so that scares
yeah.
me.
Did you ever pick up Mass Effect?
No,
You
none
ever
of them.
play Knights of the Old Republic?
No,
Yeah, you did.
no,
You played Star Wars: The Old Republic.
that's not the same.
It's a BioWare game.
But if that game I love,
Yeah,
So-
that's a BioWare game.
yeah. So there is at least one out there that I like, so that makes me feel better. I mean, but it just there's a lot of anticipation for this game because there's a lot of people that want it to be a certain thing or think it's going to be a certain thing. I just know that when you have that possible adventure that's waiting for you, of this
like
unknown,
a whole new world,
like EQN song in post production.
That's where we'll be, John.
It just looks like it has a chance to be something really, really special. So
it looks cool.
The more I keep seeing it, the more. I was wondering if that was going to be like. I was like, I'm going to play it because I have to. Literally, I mean this. Like, there are certain developers I feel like I have to play their games. I mean, shoot, I tried freaking Fallout 76. Okay,
which by the way is getting better. There's been updates.
Everyone's saying that. Yeah.
There's been updates and patches.
And plus, it sold a lot of copies, so I really don't think that Bethesda gives a crap at this point.
Bethesda really gave a crap. Because that game, if it would have sucked, it would have hurt them. A lot of people thought Bethesda was going to go down.
Nah.
I'm just saying what I see on the internet, guys, is true.
They say things all the time. But as I've watched video and I've been like, this really looks cool, like a world, and I have a feel that no matter what, BioWare will always have good dialogue in their games.
Right.
They just always do. So I'm not too worried about it. But here on IGN, for the past month, it's been their featured game on first, and everything they just keep showing of this game, I'm just like, God, this looks amazing, because it doesn't look just like Destiny to me.
No, it doesn't. It reminds you of it, but it's different.
It's definitely that shared co-op, but it's like there's a javelin class where this dude was just raining down lightning and all these cool things, and he's floating around. It's like, you don't have that in Destiny, right?
No,
it's just about guns in Destiny.
Yeah. Like, one of the greatest things about Destiny was this other world you're on, this potential to have lore and dialogue with characters. And you just said that, which reminded me of the excitement I do have, because BioWare, they should be able to hit that with the lore, the dialogue, and bring the outside world in with the inside world and have all this stuff going on.
To me, it looks like they've taken the combat from the combination of Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 2 and figured out how to make a co-op experience that works, that has its own world. And if it's like that, sure, it might be a little disjointing going back and like, we do a mission and you go back to your own version of the base to get your narrative and I get mine. That might be a little bit disjointing if we're having to wait for each other, right? Mm-hmm. But besides that fact, if the majority of the time is just spent out there in the world doing these cool combat things, and I can completely customize to the way I want to play, and you can customize to the way you want to play.
Amazing.
And it's not like so much, it's not so much like an MMO where it's like, okay, Sean has to be a tank and I have to be a healer because we need those types of things. As long as it's not that, I think it has enormous potential to do a lot. I don't blame any of these games running, because I think as people have seen more and more of this, because they keep doing these alpha sessions and everyone who seems to be playing in them is coming back and just saying, this is
legit.
Yeah, this looks really promising.
See, John, an alpha session is.
Yeah, I think they're doing a beta next month before the release. So
I'm excited. These shared worlds, like you say, if they do it, even if they do it like the Division did it, where it was you did go into your own little hub, and then when you came back out of that hub, your guys were kind of waiting on you. Or if they do it a Destiny way, where you kind of load into this one area, and there's a community of people standing there, and you're doing your things, you're turning in your missions, you're buying whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever way they choose, I think it'll work. And like you, I've seen the alpha feedback. I can't wait for the beta feedback, which just means it is almost time for release, like we said, on February 22nd.
Yeah.
That's one of the only titles I have on here that has a concrete release date.
Yeah, I'm feeling you there.
I tried the only one, I only picked one that did not have a release date, but I'm almost certain is coming out this year, unless there's a huge delay.
Yeah, I was going back and forth.
I think we probably have the same one.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make sure I set my ground rules.
Because,
there's titles that I want to come out in 2019, but they've never said.
Well, if the internet said that right now the release date is still 2019, I was like, that's fair game.
Yeah. If it came out like right now that Cyberpunk 2077 said like, hey, it's coming out September 2nd or something like that, right? Then all of a sudden that game to me becomes
on the list.
Probably number 1 or number 2, right? But I just have a feeling that game's not coming out till the new consoles are out next year.
You still could have put it on your list.
Yeah, but I want to aim for things that I feel confident around.
The reason I
this
feel
year.
like Anthem's going to be good and possible titles could come out at this stage in the game is because these consoles are at a later state in the game.
For sure.
So you know how that always works. When it becomes the end of the cycle, man, these games come out and they look and run amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe a Cyberpunk could it could be like a dual release. You know, the last game on the Xbox One X before the new Xbox, and then it's also on the new Xbox.
For sure.
You never know. So you should have put it on your list, buddy.
Couldn't do it, man.
That was a good one.
Couldn't do it in my good faith.
Well, somebody else say another game then, man.
Yeah, John, you're up.
Let's do it.
Well, the timing of this game could not have been more perfect after the release of Fallout 76 when Obsidian came on the Game Awards and announced their game.
Yeah.
They said 2019, so I'm just taking them at their word. The Outer Worlds is my, I would say it's my third most anticipated, but it's just the world I saw, the world that they introduced. I just wanted to go play in that world, and it's just the timing of it could not have been better because I
don't remember this game. Do I remember this game?
We talked about it briefly.
It kind of looks a little bit like Fallout in space.
Because Obsidian is the Fallout New Vegas developer.
And also the original creators of Fallout.
Yes, I completely remember everything about the game now.
It's just that, I feel like I feel like Obsidian has ever gotten really good validation for the content they've created, particularly with Bethesda. And some, I don't have any say in it. I don't have any opinion on it, but fans really say that Fallout New Vegas is the superior title to what Bethesda Game Studios ever put out. No. So that's just one I'm really looking forward to.
Subjective?
It is subjective, pure and simple.
Okay. Most people, I mean, I would say the people who were original fans of Fallout before it got bought by Bethesda have a lot more connection to New Vegas than they do to the other ones, just because, as I said, like even though Obsidian didn't make it, there's like 2 or 3 major players from that team that created this series that run that studio. So, it was a game that felt a little bit more like a bridge gap between the two worlds, which is why people enjoyed it so much.
And I hate it when a company might suffer because a company is about to probably sweep in and take advantage of the lack of success or the blowback from Fallout 76 because people forget that Bethesda Game Studios, this isn't the first time they've done stuff like this with their games. People talk about the Skyrim and Fallout and the glitches and things like that. The PlayStation 3, they never went back and fixed that.
Couldn't.
I think it was Skyrim?
Yeah, they couldn't because of the way the PlayStation works and they had designed the engine. It was like, there's just nothing we can do unless they release a new type of system. Yeah,
and I think, I think people looked at Fallout 76 and said, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying it's not been successful and there's people who love the game, but I think the overall community has been resoundingly like, we just wanted a Fallout game. Mm-hmm. And not to mention the fact that when Fallout 4 came out, games later that year did what they do far better. You take Witcher 3, you take Dying Light, you take all these open world games that just did it better. And so I think this Outer Worlds title has the potential to feed and fill that gap. And you know how I love to fill gaps.
Yes.
My only 100%. My only fear with that game is that it's going to be rushed. Just
possibly
because they don't have a choice.
That's true. It could be.
Because I'm sure Microsoft's like, hey man, you were already working on this. You need to get it out as soon as you can by this date. And that's the end of, by the end of this year, because we need you to turn your focus to the things we bought you to do.
Well, a contract is a contract. And this was contracted out for other
years before. Yeah.
So
I would like for you guys too. I mean, there was a lot of Fallout talk in that. I would like for you to go see the updates they've done and kind of do a follow-up report. Because
that would not be for me.
If you want to rebuy the game for me,
Casey,
I was looking at you when I said that for no reason. Should have been looking at Chris.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Casey. Yeah, I said it.
And Casey said many times he's having fun with it. It's not that he's not having fun with it.
We had fun.
You just look at it and go,
so much more, right?
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Like somebody actually came into the game and pretended to be a final boss.
Yes. That's the coolest
just to
thing.
make it more interesting to people.
And I think that's like, to be honest, I think that was what their idea was.
I think that's hindsight.
They've gone on the record and said, like, we didn't put people in this world because we want the narrative to be what people get experiencing it together. But at the same time, it felt like they were they were too handsy because there were so many people complaining, like, I don't want to go on this, this online only game, and I can't just go do the things I want to do because there's some a-hole that's consistently blowing me up, right? So they had to put all these little checks in there to cater for those people instead of just saying, well, tough luck, get good, which is what you need. So it's just been, I would like to see a world where they finally say, you know what, this is a survival open world game. And when we mean survival, that's what we mean. And, we're taking off the cuffs and just let it go and let people do it. Because you would have these instances where you have this guy who is messing up the world, and those people on that server, they have something to unite against now, right? They have something to go after. It'd be really cool, I think. And this is a great discussion about 2019 games.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was like, Chris, why don't you calm down there, buddy?
Yeah. Anyways.
You want to film a ring?
My first one on here comes out in March. Is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice from Software. That game.
That was almost on my list. Yeah. I'm with you. That thing looks incredible.
Yeah, like I know they showed the other Samurai game that's being done by the dudes who did Infamous. But
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, of the two, this is the one that I'm like, this looks so cool.
It kind of looks better.
But which one did we watch at E3?
That Ghost of Tsushima.
That's the one I'm more excited about because of...
This one's from Software, right?
Yeah, just like all the gameplay I've seen and the fact that...
The verticality of it.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Seems faster.
To see like them, the people who make Dark Souls and Bloodborne, making something that looks so smooth and has so much freedom to the combat versus how they usually do.
Looks good.
It's just so cool. Like having the little hook thing where you can just swing around and drop down and then like swing onto an enemy and go in close or pull him towards you or whatever. I was just like, that's tight. I want to play that.
And I'm also looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima. I think 2019 is really questionable for that title.
Oh, for sure. I think the two Samurai games.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in video games, you have these developers that come out and their ideas are in the same vein, and then you have two games that appear to be very similar. And those two games for me, I definitely appreciate all the good things I'm hearing about this one, Chris. But the other one, I remember watching it at the PlayStation demo or whatever it was, and I was like,
it was a good demo, really good demo.
That game, the lighting and the
fire around
it just looked amazing. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not. If this game were to be on my list, I would be very scared of it because of how hard the other titles you say that this company or this studio makes.
I think the combat will still be hard, but it sounds like unlike those games, it's not so much of roguelike in the sense of dying has a humongous penalty. Like it's called Shadows Die Twice for a reason.
Apparently, dying is good. They know it's going to happen, and there's a whole thing evolved around it. I don't know.
But I loved Neo. So these kind of games, I think they are.
It's up your alley for sure.
Yeah, I want to play it.
Well, they're working on a new Neo game, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Chris will play it.
Yes, I will. I'll probably scream.
I tried to play Neo, and it didn't.
It's hard as hell, man.
Yeah. No, not just because it was hard. It was just kind of hacked to me.
It was like understanding. There's so many little puzzles in that game. Like just in boss fights, like where you have to figure out, I have to take care of this first. And they ain't telling you. You just have to kind of observe your surroundings.
Why is your dog a cat?
I don't know. She's weird. She's special. She's like, hey.
She's going to chew on that nail in a minute.
Yeah,
it's her own nail.
She's softening it up so you can chew it.
Yeah, she does that because she doesn't like her nails getting clipped, so she does it herself.
You're serious?
Yeah, like when I was a puppy, I would cut her nails, and she was like, "This sucks. I hate you." And then so one day she just started getting down and chewing them, and I would go to cut, and there just wouldn't be enough there. So they're super sharp because of the way she chews them, but at the same time, there's really not much I can do about it.
Yeah. Without causing her pain. She's like, you better get my name out your mouth.
Sean, what's your next game?
I'm going to go ahead and bring out a title. It's called Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Hey, that was my number 2.
That's my number 2.
Well, hey, let's all talk about it. Yeah,
it's the only one I had that didn't have a date.
well,
It's true, yeah,
But they say 2019.
I
it's
believe.
spring.
I think it's going to be spring. I don't think it's going to be pushed back to even to be a potential of a 2020 game. This really makes me need to finish Ori, the first one, because this
Wow.
does appear to be a sequel to it.
Oh yeah,
It does appear to be.
Yeah, I mean it's got the guy's name in it and everything. I don't know, but I'm excited because
I want to know.
it looks more beautiful than the first one, which
Hey,
was hard
listen,
to.
when you finish Ori, this first game, you can call me
Yeah,
if you want to,
yeah,
because you'll need somebody
yeah,
to hug.
it's emotional.
yeah. I know. I don't remember where I left off. I'm tempted to just start over, but
It's
I
okay.
don't.
I've played it twice through. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it only takes about 15 to 20 hours at most.
Well, I'm not a Metroidvania guy that I know of. I don't play a lot of those types of games.
well, you want to play Guacamelee.
Which is that, right?
It's that. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
But I remember I got
Much
so
more so.
sidetracked on I see this thing over here that I want to get to now,
Yeah,
but I can't, and I'm going to forget about it when I go on.
Oh,
Forget about it.
that's not no.
But everything I ever remember about Ori, the first one, is amazing.
Yes.
So how can this one not be amazing?
4K,
right? Ultra high def.
Xbox One X.
It's It's just one of those things. Like everyone talks about, Microsoft doesn't have many exclusives, but I'm like, man, I think they got the best exclusive that's slated right now to come out this year that we know of. Like this is definitely probably coming out this year. That game is just, there's nothing else like it. I don't think there's any other game that is quite like Ori out there. From an artistic and gameplay standpoint, because even with something like Guacamelee and all that, you don't ever have those hard punishing moments, right, where you have to be perfect platforming for about 5 minutes.
This is my favorite Metroid, quote unquote, Metroidvania game since Super Metroid. It's just
Like the one on Super Nintendo?
the one on Super Nintendo.
The SNES? It's talking about SNES, right?
Did you hear the breaks
It's called
of the
SNES?
show? Did you hear it?
Oh God! It's like scratch a chalkboard instead.
Look.
Just scratch a chalkboard.
Our subscriber numbers just tripled.
No, they didn't. They
you said
declined.
One way or the other, they just
People
tripled.
haven't heard this show yet, and they've already unfollowed us on Twitter. It's over.
It's Super Nintendo, SNES. I even allow Super NES. But please, for the love of God and all that's holy, never say SNES.
It's terrible.
It's I just said it.
It's the.
I just said it, and I want to shoot myself.
Pull a
Words.
Dobby and hurt yourself.
In the words of John Locke, don't tell me what to do.
Hey, John, that's a Lost reference.
Yeah, it's don't tell me what I can't do.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, and he corrected
Just
you.
got checked on Lost, my friend.
Yeah, you did, because he knows more. He said.
I kind of figured it was wrong.
I don't know if you know this. John said he knows more about Lost than you do.
That's a lie.
He's telling everybody. You just found out.
John doesn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Who says? But let's get back on the game, huh?
But anyways, yeah. Even watching, have you guys watched the gameplay
Yes.
footage they put out there? It was like 20 minutes. And just seeing those new mechanics, where you can dive
Wait a
down
minute.
into the...
There's 20-minute gameplay video on Ori.
Yeah, they put it out back into E3.
I gotta go. Can y'all take it from here?
Dude, they show all the new stuff. I think
Yeah.
you've seen more than you think. They show all the new stuff he does.
Well, you said 20 minutes. If there's 20
Yeah.
minutes, I haven't seen 20
That's like
minutes.
forever, right?
That's
I don't think I've ever seen 20
forever
minutes.
for
You know
me.
what I'm saying?
But even they show now, he can burrow into the ground and then shoot up when he comes out the other side. You just wonder, okay, if that's one mechanic and that's just one new thing they're throwing in, what else are they going to have? Because I like those SNES games, SNES Metroidvania games, where
I'm about to curse.
the one thing that always sucks with a lot of Metroidvanias is that they reset your power right in the sequel. They always find a way to kind of
Sure.
to neuter you. I wonder if they're going to do that here, or if they're actually going to be okay, no, you got all those things, they're there. Their base power
Hope you
level.
remember them.
Yeah, you can level them up some more if you want, but by the way, here's 10 new more things for you to play with too, because that would be awesome to me.
I thought he returned his powers to the tree.
Whoa.
I can't remember.
Whoa.
I don't know.
I just said I need to finish this.
I don't think it spoiled a thing for you.
Yeah, he's powerless now. Now I know that.
I said I think. I don't know.
Darth Maul got cut in half, I'll let you know.
He'll get him back. He'll be fine.
Spoilers.
John, what's your next one?
I don't know how anybody can think that my number one most anticipating game isn't Doom Eternal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's it. Chris?
Sean already said my other one.
Yeah, I told you don't worry about putting them in order. Let's just have an organic conversation, guys.
But talk about a 20-minute demo.
Yeah.
Go watch the 20-minute demo for Doom Eternal.
It looks hype.
There are things that this game does that are intimidating to me. The way he sees an enemy from what looks like 200 yards away, focuses in on it, shoots a harpoon cord towards it and wipes it out in midair. I'm scared to death to play this game because I don't know how it's physically possible to do it.
You got it.
It's
I believe
just
in you, John.
Amazing. It
when
looks
the music,
beautiful.
the soundtrack kicks in, it's going to go down. Doom is one of those things that its resurgence has been really awesome to see.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I still don't. Doom VFR is still on all these PSVR lists of the best games to get on that thing.
Really?
And I don't understand what I missed about it. It's almost made me go rebuy it because they say it's so good.
It's a game with a BFG.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
But the movement system really bummed me out.
I
I'm really close to being on that bandwagon with you because I'm like, if John can do it, can Sean do it?
Wait, what?
It's been on the first one's been on Game Pass for forever,
Yeah.
and I keep looking at it, just going like, I just need to play this.
You've not played it yet?
No.
Remember
left
you
it-
lended it to me, and I
It's
tried it
sat
out,
right
and I
there.
was just like,
Yeah.
that's all right. And I had other things, so
It's all right.
it's all right.
You should have seen John's face, people.
I play a lot of shooters.
No,
Sorry.
you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Oh wow, you play one, and that's like up there, and you're like, I'm
like, "You don't
I'm the
know."
man.
Jeez.
You don't know about Halo. But another one I am anticipating that I didn't have on here, I'll just throw out since all my other ones are taken. Thanks, Sean.
What what were your three?
Oh, Anthem, Ori, and Sekiro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those were my three. But I'll say Gears 5. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't said my 3 yet.
well, you just went.
Are you sure you haven't?
No, I've only said 2.
Oh,
Yeah, so here's the second one I've gotten to say because you keep stealing all my.
But that doesn't. Well, I got one. Okay.
But yeah, Gears 5, definitely one I'm very much anticipating.
If that's a true 2019 title, it was very. I think it is.
I think that's their big game of the fall.
I agree, and
Yeah.
it's like it's right there on my anticipation.
Yeah.
If it's a thing, it's bought, and I'm gonna play the crap out of Gears 5.
Like I
Sean?
would imagine E3 for them this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will be, my guess will start off with a Gears 5 demo, like live gameplay demo, and then towards the end of the show, we'll get instead of a teaser, we'll get a more complete trailer for Halo Infinite.
A more better.
Yeah. That trailer for Halo Infinite was amazing when they first revealed it. So,
What?
but yeah, chainsaw fight.
Chainsaw fight. Exactly. Right? That's what you wanted when you
I
put it
wanted it so bad.
Oh, well, you got to lead me up. You got to, fluff me up a little better than that.
We can play together. No? Okay.
We're playing together because I'll make sure he gets done. I'll carry you again.
I have no problem with Gears.
You just really hope
Or
they're really. You want to talk?
Gears.
You want to talk about the Field of Lightning? You want to talk about that?
You want to talk about how me and Cam rocked that?
It was me and you.
What's your other one?
This one is one of those like
Maybe.
we don't have much information on it, and I think it's because we're waiting on a certain event. And I'll put it out here. If this game comes out this year,
You don't know it is? Like they haven't said 2019?
It is 2019 in the books,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I think it's late 2019 and possibly ever.
I'm excited.
But it's on my list because it has to be.
What is it?
When I say it, Chris is probably going to laugh.
I think I already know what it is.
Can you see my writing?
No, I can't see it. I'm just like thinking, okay, he thinks it's 2019. I was like, but it's probably not 2019.
I think it's 2019.
Is it Sony exclusive?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
He's like, is
Do
it?
you want to read it?
Oh, I think it is.
That's
though.
not reading.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's not reading at all.
Do it.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, that's confirmed for the
I
fall.
think that is.
Right, but
Yeah.
you don't have an exact date yet.
No.
Because all you've seen is two people sitting in an audience talking
they're-
about it.
They're like, hey, guys, this thing's coming.
Dude.
That's all we can tell you.
I think we haven't heard more about it because of a thing that Star Wars likes to do in May, and it's called the Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to premiere.
Ooh, yeah,
A lot
point.
of people are speculating that's exactly when we get more
Get
dirt
like
on
a
this game.
cinematic there, and then at, what do they call it, EA Play or whatever it's called, do the gameplay reveal. It's probably what they'll do.
My notes on this one were, it's Star Wars.
I mean,
Action,
true.
adventure, lightsabers. Respawn Entertainment, which are the guys that made Titanfall 1 and 2, are behind it. Canon, it's a canon story.
Yes.
And it's a single-player story. Mm-hmm. Those are all the things I want from a Star Wars game.
for sure.
You know
I
what I
hope
mean?
it's good.
I do, too.
I
Who's
think
the
it will be fun.
developer?
Respawn, he said that.
Oh, it should be great.
I didn't mean like Respawn, like when you die, you come right back to life.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
meant like
it
the
should
company,
be fantastic.
which is why I said
I
Titanfall
watched
1,
one
2.
video of it, and somebody was like, Titanfall 1 and 2, the greatest shooters of all time. I was like,
Titanfall 2 is a jam.
well, even Titanfall 1 got better, but dude, I'm
Yeah.
not saying they're the best shooters of all time.
Yeah, I mean they feel great. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
they really, when you get in that freaking Titan, the first time you get in one of
The
those
first time when
Titans,
Titanfall's down, it's amazing.
and you
It
just
really
start
is.
wrecking people.
Yeah. While I'm talking, I'll go ahead and since that's all y'all got, is y'all agree with that? That's a good one,
Oh
possibly.
yeah, very good. It crossed my mind.
This one's for the PC gamers out there.
Ooh.
It's called In the Valley of God, the Gods, or
Oh yes, yeah, the one that's supposed to be the Shadow of the Colossus type.
It's got an Indiana Jones kind
Yeah.
of Tomb Raider vibe to it. It's by the guys who made Firewatch,
Yes.
and
Or no, wait, okay, never mind.
I think you're thinking of something different.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something else. I can't remember the name of the game I'm thinking of. But
I believe it's in the
one
Valley
that's like
of-
in looks like it's in Egypt or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks tight.
It looks amazing. Again, it's the guys who made Firewatch, which was Mike Schlotsky's game of the year. He loved that game.
Are you sure that's just PC?
Yeah. Now, Firewatch came out for PS4 and Xbox, but everything that's listed right now for this game on the website, it says it's just for PC, Linux, Mac OS, and all
Makes
that
sense.
stuff. And I think it will
Sure,
come.
they'll port it.
I have a PC, so I'm not worried about it. But because of the the experience I had that I liked with Firewatch, I believe in Campo Santo, and
I believe in Harvey
I think
Dent.
this one's going to be produced by Valve, though, Valve Corporation or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say
somebody
things.
scooped it up. I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you believe that under his watch, Gotham will be a little bit brighter and a little bit safer?
Yes.
And John, you don't want to play Days Gone? You're not going to say that?
I was surprised.
Of course I do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean,
Did
True,
it make
true.
your top?
You don't
like,
want- you
it
don't
wasn't
want to
even
put-
your extra game.
You didn't
No.
want to put Kingdom Hearts 3 on there?
Oh, I kind of want to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
my
I'm getting
extra
Kingdom Hearts
is actually Sekiro, if I were being honest.
Yeah.
But what's the Chris mentioned that if he knew Cyberpunk was coming in 2019, that'd be his.
All-time number one. He
What
wants
about
that-
you? If you knew something was coming out that you're
Yeah.
not sure it is, what would it be?
I don't know. That's a great question.
See, when you were hinting around, I was like, I wonder if he's going to say Death Stranding.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the more I see about that game, the more I want that game for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a classic.
It's going to be a Kojima.
We're going to see his name 42 times when
Yep.
it starts up, and I'm okay with that.
That'd be hilarious if you only did it once.
It was tiny in a corner.
Yeah. By the way, I made this.
Yeah, that game looks tight.
Yeah.
So, sure.
I definitely want to play it. Trying to think of other things. See, that's the thing. There's a bunch of big games that you're like, well, if they drop this year, you'd have to consider them. It's just that I think a lot of them, most of them, it definitely feels like this is that year where everyone's like, all right, we're going to hold off on talking about release dates and everything because we want to put this out on the new console. Even if it's been primarily developed for the current gen, it's like, we need things to sell, right?
Yep.
Like, Last of Us right now, that game in theory could come out this year and it wouldn't shock me.
But it
because-
makes sense for a PS5 release, right?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, they're going to probably re-release it on PS5 if they do release it early here, but it's like, why not just wait until you actually get these new consoles out?
And I think this year, as far as Nintendo goes, John, is supposed to be the year of Luigi again, possibly.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 2, I think, is slated to come out this year. And like think about it. If you got a Metroid release date for 2019,
That'd be up there for
there's a new Pokemon.
I guess that would be.
There's a
'Cause
new
in my mind, because if the question was turned to me, it would have been Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
But I did not think of Metroid Prime 4.
Call yourself a Nintendo fanboy.
I'm such a fraud.
No, you're not.
You haven't played anything on that console since the SNES.
You were more
found a way to bring it back.
You were more, I guess, ready and not a mess.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that brought notes.
I had everything in my head. I just wasn't sure really the order.
I didn't think it was supposed to be in order.
And I agreed that it was the right call, but I hated the fact that we were stuck with 3 because that was because I want it all. I'm looking forward to so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you get Anthem?
Resident Evil 2. I'm frothing at the mouth for this thing.
I'm kind of excited about it. It's been a while. Thank you. Since I played it, so you do want to go back and see it in all its like beautiful HD glory. Mm-hmm. I've been watching stuff on Kingdom Hearts, like Chris said, and I'm like, am I about to play Kingdom Hearts right now?
Am I like play this?
Am I about to do this?
I don't know what they're talking about, but there's Donald Duck.
There's
and
a
Goofy.
bad guy, and there's these people, and there's a Keyblade, and
old Olaf.
Dude, John, there's summons, right? Mm-hmm. Which means you bring them down and use them. And I think depending on where you're at, that's the summons, bro. Like you summons Wreck-It Ralph down to just go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think I'm in on Kingdom Hearts because it looks amazing.
And I want to play Days Gone too. I'm excited about that game.
That game looks different, but it's bringing a biker gang in, which Grand Theft Online did, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. It's bringing zombies, but they're not called zombies. Yeah. And the main guy, he's got his hat like on backwards with a jean jacket or whatever it is. I'm in.
Yeah, he's straight out of freaking Sons of Anarchy.
Metro Exodus.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a John game.
I think that's going to be the victim game.
It's hard to say. It depends on what they need to sell. They don't really need to sell that many.
Yeah. I just feel bad for it.
Nobody brought up that
Crackdown 3. Yeah,
that Ubisoft ship game.
Yeah, that could be out this year, or should be out this year.
I could give that a whirl.
Yes, that's right up your alley.
Or heck, probably Ubisoft's biggest game this year, Division 2.
Mm-hmm. I am.
It looks good.
I'm cautiously optimistic about what this game could be because I was deep in on the Division.
How deep?
Yeah, we were.
How deep were you?
Pelvic.
Like we were so until we got to freaking Dark Zone. Like it's been a while since I've had a group of 4 friends that were so committed to a very long shared co-op experience.
Yeah.
That had an end game to it and all that, and a real story. No offense to Destiny. Like, yes, I get Destiny. Everyone was around, but like people weren't playing Destiny for the story, right? It felt like everyone wanted to see where that story was going with their characters when they were. It was
weird.
Division.
We weren't playing it for the story, but then when we wanted story, we wanted story.
Yeah. Everyone shut up.
Yeah, it was weird.
But the one good thing about it is that it's about 30 days out from Anthem, so it does give you that ability to not have to be like, well, I can't leave this right now, where it's going to get overshadowed or you're just going to have to pick one or the other. It's like, no, okay, I've got enough time where I'll put enough time into Anthem that it's okay to scale that back and focus on Division for a little bit to see if it's worth it.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll pick it up, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It'll be fun.
Anything else, John? I think I'm good.
Most anticipated game is Animal Crossing. You Nintendo people? No? Don't care about Animal Crossing?
Well, I do care about it.
No, I was trying to lead that into John that there was a ton of Nintendo stuff, big titles that are going to be.
I think Animal Crossing is the big one,
dude,
and I think that'll be their holiday release unless Metroid Prime is a thing.
Do you know? And there's another Pokemon, like true new Pokemon title that's supposed to come out.
I'm so dumb.
Do you know, speaking of Pokemon Go, you know how the whole concept of it is, right? Mm-hmm. You go out into this world and the Pokemon are right there in your real world environment and you do things.
Yep.
I read the other day that could be a game changer for your boy.
Ariana got an Eevee tattoo?
No. But not only is there a possible Harry Potter MMORPG in the works.
Yeah.
There's a Harry Potter Pokemon Go type game that's coming out.
I thought that already was out.
Yeah, that's been.
Is it out? Not out? It's not out. It's coming out very soon.
It's by Niantic, so yeah, that's been in work for a little while,
dude.
We're a little while.
I'm going to be doing wizard spells, and I'm going to get beat up because they're going to be like, "Look at this guy."
But yeah, I hope we get to actually see real footage because it was cool to see the leak footage from that RPG for Harry Potter that's coming apparently, but I want to see the real thing. I want to see it,
John hasn't seen it.
4K.
John don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's Ariana?
Is it Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it an MMORPG or just an RPG?
I'm guessing it looked like an RPG. Did not look like. I would be amazed if they decided to make an MMO.
Can you imagine if they did, though?
Yeah. I mean, it just... Those are so hard to sell to people of this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our generation.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry. You can go play WoW.
It's...
Wow.
Yeah, Josh hadn't played WoW in a while. And he did tell me to tell you, hey, by the way.
Hey,
Because we brought you up playing Dragon
Quest.
Okay. And he was like, yeah, I was surprised to see John playing that. And I was like, yeah, apparently he's Mr.
So
RPG
if
guy
he's
now.
playing it,
Yeah.
well, I'm even more honored that I'm playing it. If he's giving it the time of day.
Oh, he loves them. He said he's played all of them.
He's going to play Crackdown
Hey,
also.
I think I'm going to play
that.
Watch Chris's reaction on this. I think I want to play Persona 5.
What? He's played that.
Actually, I was telling somebody about my JRPG love, and they were like, you need to play Persona 5. And I'm like, I don't think it's my aesthetic. I just don't think...
Dude.
They're very different.
John, I watched a Twitch streamer last night falling asleep playing it.
Really?
Very different,
Yeah.
but kind of off the chain, awesome, cool at the same time.
There's a lot to digest, but everyone says if you get into it. I mean, shoot, when we brought Tim on here and he started talking about it, I was like, this is one crazy idea, but I was like, this sounds like a cool, crazy
It's
idea.
one of those that it's the fifth one. There's Persona 5 out. You know what I mean? It's like it's there for a reason. I don't know.
I want to play Xenoblade.
They're so good.
Okay.
It's good.
Go get it.
Speaking of like, we're not going to see John for a few episodes because that's what he's playing.
Yeah.
It's one of those games.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It's deep, bro. It's deep. You know how deep.
I've got
Pelvic
Monster
deep.
Hunter. I have Monster Hunter, but I've decided to hold off until the Geralt DLC here comes out next month.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
But even with that DLC, you're going to have to put some time into it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Might as well get it.
Yeah, just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm Ganon
Oh, yeah.
in Diablo 3.
Good job.
Oh, yeah, because of the Switch edition.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that your main on Smash? But ugh. You're
I
not
hate
playing
fighting
Smash.
against Ganon in Smash.
It's actually
So
just
powerful.
it's a you transmogrify any
Look
outfit.
at you,
you've
transmog.
got.
You can just say transmog.
That's probably cooler, huh?
Yeah, that's the way we
You
say
can
it.
transmog any outfit in Diablo 3 and just put
Yeah.
the Ganon skin on it. That's how it works.
That's
Chris,
cool.
John just said transmog.
You know you can transmog in Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah. I'm actually
yeah,
excited giving that a try.
You got DLC to play.
You can get all the benefits of the heavy outfits and then put the skimpy outfit on her. What?
You down with DLC? Yeah, you know me.
Anyways, you guys want to
Pivot? Let's pivot, dude. Let's do it.
news?
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, someone checked out this week.
It's
so-
all good.
But I had permission to check out.
Yeah, he asked for it.
PS4 sales, right? The PlayStation 4, as of December, has officially sold 91.6 million units globally. John, that means around the world.
Okay.
5.6 million units were sold during the holiday push. That's because of Spider-Man being in it, I think.
Spiderman.
Spider-Man's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exceeding the sales of Wii and the PS1 seem inevitable at this point. 50.7 million games on the platform were sold during the holiday season as well.
Spider-Man is the people's game of the year,
Yeah.
as we've said this many times.
Yeah.
I that game, completing it was so good.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was
I love a good completion.
yeah.
Speaking on that, as far as the actual news itself, one of the more impressive things I saw was that the average attach rate for every console owner is 9 games. 9! And that's, like, impressive. Like, that means of the 91 million people there, just the average Joe at this point, like, who even they've only had their console for 2 years, and they're not a hardcore gamer, they're more than likely getting 9 titles when they buy the console, which is just such a good attach
9
rate.
at one time.
Well, I mean, like, over their lifetime of ownership, they're going to 9.
Who said the middle class was dying out? Huh?
That's really funny. John goes 9 at one time.
Well, speaking of the middle class, God of War leads the annual DICE Award.
It makes no sense.
We're rusty.
Not supposed to, guys.
We're
It's not
rusty. It's
supposed to.
fine. First day back.
The 22nd Annual DICE Awards, presented by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences, are being held on February 13th. And the full And the full list shows God of War leading the nominations. They lead the pack with nominations for Game of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction, and more. Marvel's Spider-Man comes in second with 11 noms, and Red Dead 2 with 8.
Yes, doesn't surprise me.
Can I ask you a question, Chris?
Sure.
And I completely respect the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 was an amazing game. In fact, I was talking with our head of HR today about that very game.
Ooh.
He's a huge fan.
Really?
Yeah. Loves it.
Huh.
Loves it.
Well, he does want to dress up like a star. He did want to dress up like a Boba Fett, right?
But that's not that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm just saying, if you're there,
true.
Is it that hard to get to there?
Okay, I got you.
Do you think that Red Dead hype has waned? Because I've heard a lot of podcasts since the game has come out, and it was hype, and as the game continued, because not everybody has finished the game, and people who are in the industry are still playing the game, they're going, it's amazing. There's so many amazing things that they do here, but gosh, is it boring at times? Or gosh, does the combat suck? Or gosh, there are just things in here that you're amazed that they did, but you're going, I don't want to do this right now.
No.
Have you found that that's...
Not because you beat it, but...
No, I mean, like, shoot, Jeff beat the main story the other day, and he told me, and he's just like, this is amazing. You know, so I think it's just one of those things where, look, it's kind of like movies, right? And you see this all the time with, like, say, Oscar movies versus general buzz, like, wide release movies, right? Public is always mystified why something is so huge. And it's like, look, Red Dead is a great game. It's just a dramatic game. And it's dramatic to a purpose. And that's not everyone's cup of tea. And I get that. Like, some people want to go just be Spider-Man and swing around. And sure, they'll have some narrative beats, but that's it. You know, the main thing is, like, they just want to have fun at everything they do, and they always want to be rewarded for it. And that's cool. But like, you know, with Red Dead, I think it's like, look, this is something that obviously was trying to push and do something different. And when you get that, you're going to get a couple things. One, you're going to get backlash from people because they're like, I don't understand why this is so big, which is like, everyone, this is like, that is every great video game.
Totally missed that.
Like, that is every great video game series out there, you know, since the dawn of time. I don't care if you're talking about Zelda or if you're talking about Call of Duty, all those things. There's always pushback. And it's the same way here.
But the crazy thing about Zelda is, Breath of the Wild, at least, that thing came out in March, and the hype stayed to the end of the year, and it was everybody's more overall. But I think a discussion kind of happened within the community this year about God of War, something focused and tight, versus Red Dead Redemption, focused, but
roast beefy
another
and loose.
After so many open worlds this year, another open world game.
The best open world, though.
Well, I mean, I don't like your comparison that Red Dead's this, you know, La La Land or
I think
fish out of water type video
I'm saying
game.
more than any other AAA title. Name another one that's walking in that vein.
I mean, man, this game, it still has commercials on TV.
Yeah.
It's still saying on, you know, get the most content here or play this. And I think that the story is undoubtedly amazing in Red Dead 2, right? I haven't picked up obviously the game in a while, but I do understand John's point to the fact of when you play a game like Spider-Man where you're firing out your webs, or you play God of War where you have your major huge axe and you're doing cool things with it.
Sure.
With Red Dead, you don't necessarily have that. The gun, while it's cool, the gun shooting, it's not necessarily tight, if you will, and it's not this major component.
And it's not supposed to be.
And there's a lot of other stuff that goes into that game. I don't know why the hype has died down. That's actually a great question because I think the longevity of the game is going to hold up as, man, this is a classic. This is a good game. It's a must play. But
it seems to me like, look, people are still buying this game. I mean, like, you look at the UK charts, and it's finally just this week
You
down
can't
to
look
number.
at the UK charts. We said that last week.
It's finally just now down to like number 3 on that list.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's been number 1 or 2 pretty much every week since it's came out.
Well,
And,
it's like when
you know,
when God of War came out, it was 94 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Red Dead came out, it's 97.
They're
and
both amazing
I know
games,
when you
yeah.
get into the 90s on Metacritic, you're talking about
Splitting hairs at
Two,
that point,
you're splitting hairs. I get that, but I thought once I saw the Metacritic score for Red Dead, I just thought, well, that's over.
well,
Game of the year, but now we're finding. I'm almost wondering if God of War has sort of edged out Red Dead by the end of the year, and it just stayed
think-
in the conversation. And I think people were just attracted to so many open world games, but here's this God of War game that was a little bit more tighter, a little bit
But it
more.
was open
confined.
world-ish too.
in the way
really.
in the way Ocarina of Time is open
But-
world, but it's a very sectional game.
There's a couple of things
like
to
that.
consider.
Well said.
Yeah.
And this is why you can't just go on rating alone when you're talking about what the read of the general public is or
Yeah.
like what the critical public is going to be. The narrative for God of War as a game, right? Not the actual game itself, but like the release and everything and its reception is a lot bigger, easy, and uplifting sell than it is for Red Dead. Because it's like people thought Kratos had been worn out and was and that character was dead.
Yeah.
And here you have this studio bringing back and making him more meaningful, arguably, than any other title before.
Definitely.
Whereas, like, when you're a reviewer and you're looking at Red Dead, right, it might not be your favorite game of the year, but if you're a guy and you actually appreciate and you do take your job serious and you say, I'm going to take the critical eye to this, and you just start looking at every little thing that they're doing in their game, it's pretty hard, I think, for a lot of critics to come back and be like, well, how the hell do I not give that a 10? Even if it's not my favorite, it's like
That's a good point.
they're doing every little, it's like this
definitely.
world looks amazing. This is amazing that this is in here and this isn't in here. And the fact that like all these people are running on these clocks and cycles and it feels real. You just don't see that very often,
That's
right?
true.
So
Well, definitely, it's a split between those two games.
Yeah.
But Sean,
What? Oh, I was gonna
Go ahead, you had a point. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No,
Let's
I'll
just-
tee up
no, man,
again.
No, I like splits, like banana splits and everything. They're good.
how is this not the lead story?
But because we wanted to nestle it in here.
Don't make excuses for him.
Hey, top notch. Okay, the news department is. But see, Bungie split with Activision, and Chris thought that should be number one. Let me tell you about it. Bungie and Activision are parting ways since entering a publishing agreement in 2010.
they're partying ways. That's what.
Yeah, they're partying ways.
Yeah.
Wow, party on, Garth.
That's what it says.
Yep.
Going forward, Bungie will be maintaining publishing rights to the Destiny franchise. In the official statement from Bungie, quote, with Activision, we created something special. To date, Destiny has delivered a combination of over 50 million games and expansions to players all around the world. End quote. Activision has now transferred publishing rights for Destiny to Bungie, allowing the developer to fully control and publish its own property. Bungie further said, quote, with our remarkable Destiny community, we are ready to publish on our own, while Activision will increase their focus on owned IP projects. End quote. Yeah.
I figure
That
this
happened.
happened because of two reasons. One, I think Activision was okay letting them walk away because they saw that, it's finally kind of trailed off. It's definitely nowhere near what it was, say, 2 years ago when Destiny 2 was first coming out.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think.
Do you mean to blow your mind?
I feel like
Yeah.
it was last
really
year.
quick squirrel moment. You know how you just was like, oh my God, that's 2 years ago? Guess what today's the anniversary of?
What?
It's the 10-year anniversary of Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah, I saw that.
Weird, man. Crazy.
Is that not a quick 10 years?
The guy who landed the plane on the Hudson.
Oh, I don't care about that guy.
But I'm just saying, John, 10
Clint
years.
Eastwood did. He made
John,
a movie.
So
I was
Tom Hanks,
simply
right?
trying to
Right.
imply how fast, like you were like, oh my God, that's 2 years.
That was really 10 years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah,
That was 10
that's all
years
I was
ago.
trying to do, John. Back to Chris. Jesus Christ.
But, I think it happened because of that.
My name's Jonathan.
I think it happened because of that, and probably the other side of it being that Bungie wanted two things. I don't think they want to keep going on Activision's timetable of just having to consistently push things at the prices they want, and they didn't want to lose this IP because, that's probably the most painful thing for them is that the franchise they care the most about or that they created that made them so much money doesn't belong to them anymore. So the fact that they were able to get this, I think I don't know how it's going to turn out for Bungie. I'm sure there's going to be, whether it's like 2K or whoever, someone will step up to publish this game for them.
They said they're going to publish it.
Well, they're going to be the main publisher, but they're going to have a distributor. They're going to have to partner with someone who has the resources and warehouses to make all their copies, right?
Bungie's going to do it.
Okay, you dream on that.
Dream on.
But, it is a little bit of a risk for them because it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, if there was any... Sorry, go ahead.
They could easily have some problems if people have more fatigue and say they do start to slow down and they're not putting out much content and people just move on to other things. Like, I don't know what Anthem's update schedule will be and what they have planned, but we know this. They are owned by EA, and EA owns that studio and that IP, so they are going to probably do what they can to push as much content regularly as they can because they love money.
Yeah. Aren't they all, though, whether it's Anthem or Destiny, aren't they all struggling to survive in a world of Battle Royale?
It's possible.
Some extent.
When you think
there's only so much real estate left.
You're right, and it's crazy to read a story like this. When at one point one could argue that Destiny really dominated.
Yeah. Look, man, everything goes in waves.
Dominated the video game world.
You think so?
Everything goes in waves, and their waves ended. And I'll tell you this right now. The Battle Royale wave is going to end at some point, too. And people don't believe that right now. People didn't believe the Call of Duty wave was going to end as far as them completely dominating. And they've had to completely redo their game and put in the mode that everyone wanted, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Battle Royale, one game to keep your eye out for next year is Spellbreak. Have you heard about this? Go watch videos of Spellbreak, my friend.
I will.
That might make me play a Battle Royale game.
It probably won't dominate the world.
Speaking of world domination, we got to have a discussion about Amazon.
Yeah, he's getting a divorce.
Amazon's getting a divorce.
It's going to be ugly, too, because she's going to get all his money.
She is going to make bank.
Was it like there was no prenup, right?
No, so she's getting half, and where they live, she's going to get half. It's not one of those like, I get to keep my stuff that I earned before you or during you because it's my stuff.
Oh, no. I'm sure it'll be like, look.
She's going to number 5 in the world on richness, money.
It'll be one of those things where regardless when she's done, even though she probably won't be like CEO of Amazon, she'll probably have a seat on their board. I guarantee you that.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be, we're divorced and here's your money. Leave me alone.
Well, this isn't even the story.
Bezos don't play, bro.
Amazon is working on a video game streaming service with a plan of a 2020 release date at the earliest. The service is looking to eliminate the need for expensive hardware for running taxing games. The games would run inside powerful data centers and stream to various devices. This would be very similar to the vein, love a good vein, of Microsoft's Project X Cloud, which will allow devs to, quote, deploy and dramatically scale access to their games across all devices on Project X Cloud with no additional work, end quote.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people had noticed.
Yeah, we'll hear you in a minute. It's probably fine. Are you nervous? Are you getting nervous?
Check.
You're low, man. What'd you do? Oh, he unplugged. And he's back.
Check. I don't know what happened there.
That's top notch.
Yeah. Technology, you gotta love it.
Well, you probably got, you probably need a new XLR cable. It's probably fine.
Your face needs a new XLR.
It probably does.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably does.
Does it hurt?
By the way,
does it hurt?
You like it?
This is just extravagant.
It's nice when people cut you. But most people probably haven't noticed this, but mainly I learned about it primarily through my job over the past year, just looking at certain things. They are huge on network data storage and providing for a lot of ISPs out there.
Who is?
Amazon.
Oh.
And they've started putting out commercials for it. Like I'll see it now every now and then.
The AWS?
Yes, AWS. Yeah. That's what it is. It's kind of like their Watson, their Microsoft Cloud. And if they have that technology, they definitely have the ability. And then you think of the other things, like they've had games on their Fire Sticks and all that. So they have been,
Sticks, I love it.
they've been working towards this for some time. And they're one of the few companies, like them and Google and Microsoft, right? And Apple, I guess, if they want to as well, are probably the handful
Capable of doing it.
Yeah, they have the technology and the people and the manpower to do this. So everyone should be worried if Amazon got on there.
Well, here's the deal. I've been thinking about this, right? You know how I am about I want my hardware and I want to own the box that my title comes in.
I love good hardware.
All that stuff. But if I go to a store and instead of there being a PlayStation on a shelf, there's a package that has a controller on a shelf, and the new thing that I get to stream from, and that's it. I think the thing I really want is my controller. I think everything else out. As long as I got a controller, I think I'll be okay with whatever.
That's fair.
Whatever because I want to feel like a gamer still.
And it's like, you think, what if they partner this into Prime?
Right.
Again, like kind of like Xbox Game Pass, but like, hey, Prime Game Pass.
Dude, do you know how much stuff we order from Amazon?
Exactly.
Just because we go, I can use Prime and get it here in 2 days? Mm-hmm. You buy the dumbest, most off-the-wall, non-name brand stuff because it's going to be here in 2 days. On top of that, you're paying them however much a year.
However much a year.
To be able, I'm sorry, I'm from, the South, sorry.
I'm from Ladonia.
Whatever, Maryland.
Ladonia.
Whatever, Maryland. You piece of crap. How are you from Maryland and you don't even root for the Ravens? You Redskin fan?
Because
that's all I got.
They're new.
Because I grew up right next to the stadium.
But what happened to Maryland basketball? You don't care about that anymore because Scott Van Pelt does?
They're ranked. I'll have you know they're ranked.
I'm just getting ramped up, man.
Hey, I'll have you know they're ranked 19th in the nation.
Oh, and now you care about them again?
I always do.
Whatever, dude. You're a poser, man.
I watched hockey last night too. Are you happy?
Of course you did.
It was the Boston Bruins. It was
who?
a fight.
Against who? The Caps?
No, it was Montreal.
The Montreal?
Yeah. What are they called? The Expos?
Canadians?
Yeah, whatever. I don't like that word.
That's what they're called, bro.
Yeah, well, whatever. But yeah, they were whooping up on them. And there was a fight.
Speaking of another quick squirrel moment.
Squirrel.
Did you guys hear when Snoop Dogg announced the game for a quick minute? He's a Kings fan. He was at the Kings game. They brought him to the booth.
Uh-huh.
If you haven't checked it out yet,
I'm sure it's amazing.
Google Snoop Dogg calling the hockey game.
Oh, that's great.
It should be a thing forever because it's amazing.
Whatever Snoop touches turns to gold.
It
as
really
far as
does.
I'm concerned. You know what also turned gold?
No, you don't got to do that. Let's just go with it. We got some Nintendo release dates. This is what I get to work with, guys.
I look at it now and I see what you're saying. That's sad. I apologize.
I'm going to give you a name and a date, and then it's going to be John's turn again. You cool with that?
I want you to have the last one too.
It's okay. No, is this next one the
I'll
last
take
one?
the last one.
Please take the last one.
Yeah, it's the last one. I'll take the next one.
No, don't let him take the last one.
You're out. You get to say finally. We get to do this, and then we're done. Nintendo's release dates. Yoshi's Crafted World, which I'm very excited about. Should have possibly been up there, but
It looks so cool.
March 29th. And what's even crazier is the next title I give you is going to have a date earlier than that. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn.
3DS.
Yeah.
3DS title, exactly. I'm aware.
Wow.
It's going to be out on March 8th.
Cool.
So for all you 3DS guys, have fun with that.
Yeah.
I'm a sad sack of crap this week.
Well, no, those are big, do you guys, there may be some people who think, I'm going to go back a few stories to the DICE Awards.
Let's go back.
That's 22 years of DICE Awards, right? Those are pretty big gaming awards.
Yeah, they're always
Do you think the Game Awards will ever get to 22 years? Do you think they'll ever be as prestigious
so
as
now.
DICE?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. Mm-hmm. Did you know that more people watched the Game Awards than watched the Oscars last year?
That's an amazing
That's
fun
a fact. That is a fact.
And that shows that most people are online in some capacity.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley, I'm
it's
sorry
more-
for whatever I said about you.
He
It's
knows how
accessible.
to promote.
Yeah, it's accessible
good.
everywhere. And the fact that it's tied into premieres of video games, even though it's like, if I had a smaller game, that's where I would take it to.
Dude, not even that. Keeley's tight with all the cool people.
Seems to be.
Yeah. Like he's like legit.
He doesn't know us yet, so he's
Keeley,
not.
listen.
He's not there yet.
Somebody forward us to Keeley.
He'll be a good person.
And introduce the Video Game Podcast of the Year Award so we can be there and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this, guys. What are we scared of?
We need you, audience. We need you.
Very true.
Somebody's going to @ Jeff Keighley on Twitter. Be like, these guys rule. And it's going to be the one episode we suck.
I mean, think about that in
He's
context.
listening to episode 1.
Think about that in context of the Oscars. Just think about that. I mean, not only the fact Red Dead came out and became the biggest grossing entertainment release of anything across all spectrums.
Well,
It's a
didn't
dumb
the
sentence.
Oscars have some controversy recently?
Yeah. Plus, I mean,
But it's the Oscars.
I know it's still very
but they'll never
prestigious.
be. In the world of online, they're never going to be what they used to be. That's just the way it is. That's every award show.
Well, speaking of what?
Huh? But anyways, finally this week. Finally this week. SNES coming to Switch Online? I still say it.
He wanted to say SNES.
I really
For
did.
anybody who needs the context, ever since Chris knew that I did not like it.
You, me, and you.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And the
I'm
rest
sorry.
of all
This
of
is
our
about all
listeners.
of
You're
us.
like the professional troll, so if I get my opportunity to troll the troll,
I'm not professional, and quite frankly, you guys are really good too.
He makes a valid point.
So anyway, the Super NES coming to Switch Online. An alleged data
Question mark.
mine. Yeah.
You should have said it like Ron Burgundy. Like, I'm Ron Burgundy?
An alleged data mine has potentially revealed a list of Super NES games that may be finding its way to the Switch. The list of games includes Kart, need I say more, Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, just to name a few. Nintendo has indicated when asked to comment that it has nothing to announce on this topic. In the meantime, you can now play Zelda 2 and Blaster Master on Switch Online.
That's one of my favorite game titles of all time. Blaster Master.
I always call it Master Blaster.
I mean, it's not that surprising to me. It's like,
Dude.
why not?
Well, the Switch Online service as a whole, believe it or not, it's not bad. When I say the content you get, right?
Yeah.
Of course,
For
you
what
need
you're
it
paying.
if you still want to. You need it to play Kart and Splatoon and all the things. Nintendo is always ahead of what they think is what people want. I still think they got it wrong with the mobile device being needed to communicate with people.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully,
there's a couple of expensive options out there to remedy that. Like I know there's those
Yeah.
Astro A10s you can get that Bluetooth connect to it.
there's that, and I really do think that we're going to see a Switch like updated version. You know how they used to do the slim versions of things. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to get an updated Switch version, which may be
That's
able.
a big rumor, right?
It's a big rumor that I think is going to be able to plug in headphones to remedy that, which I think would be amazing for Nintendo.
Do you think
agree.
a lot of people will go back and trade in their Switches for it though?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all. I
Because
still.
it's not just that; it's there's also rumors that device will have more processing power
Yeah.
and will able to play because
Oh, power.
they gotta answer to the fact that they're halfway in the middle. They're in the middle of what is technically a generation of consoles.
Yeah.
And so they've got to respond one way or the other to PS5 and Xbox.
What? So they were
Two?
March 2017, right? That's when they released.
Yeah.
So yeah, you think like the latest is going to be fall 2020 for the two new consoles? Mm-hmm. So yeah,
The earliest, right?
And yeah, there's no
The
way.
latest.
There's no way they could ever.
And
just
I remember
pivot.
reading a bunch of articles too about when the Switch tech was made. There is better stuff that almost could plug and play into it now that would enhance it immediately.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's
So that would be, I think, an easy thing.
Nintendo Switch 32X.
Other rumors that I read about, John, for Nintendo, even though the guy came out during the Zelda Symphony Orchestra thing, the guy I think behind the Zelda, not Miyamoto, there's another guy. Mm-hmm. He comes out, I know what you're all thinking, Anuma, Skyward Sword for Switch. He says this with no context. No one's there thinking that he's going to come on stage and bring up Skyward Sword, and he just does it. That's very weird, right?
I think it's going to happen.
I think that's going to happen, and I still think that the Mini 64 is going to come out. Their answer was we needed to bridge the gap from Wii U sales before Switch, so they released the Mini Nintendo, and then because of the success of that, we released the Mini Super Nintendo, and that's it. But they re-released the Mini Nintendo again.
I think I think the PlayStation Classic is making them question that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's plenty of reasons.
Right.
There's plenty of reasons why PS Classic failed, but I don't think polygonal graphics are attractive to people anymore.
I think title selections, and I think the
that
way
does matter.
They released that controller without the analog sticks in this day and age hurt them.
It did. You're right.
I think it would be better. Man, this thing is really weird tonight. There we go. I think it would be better if instead of doing that, right, they just instead decide to do maybe a collection of GameCube and N64 titles,
but release it in the GameCube, because a mini GameCube
that'd be tight.
That'd be adorable. It was already adorable as it was, John.
I'm trying to think if all the games on Nintendo Switch Online are currently on my NES Mini.
I think a lot of them are, which
because
is funny to me.
It's kind of like, what's the point?
You have it because you can put it on
and that's why I think there might be transitioning away from that model. I think that was a stopgap model, like you said, to stop them bleeding money.
It definitely was.
So, I think you're just going to just put everything on the Switch. Just put it on there.
Can't wait for the
That's
Switch
what
too.
everyone else is doing.
But more than, and we'll talk about this maybe next week, but one of the things I would love to see, speaking of,
is that Johnson?
Is Super Mario 3D World. I would kill for this game to be on Switch. It's my favorite Mario game.
But that's
you
the
need
one
to play Odyssey.
I have.
What?
I'm not done with it, but
Odyssey's amazing. I'm on Bowser's Castle. It's no joke. It's
But that's
no
the
joke.
one that when Sega was selling
Sega
Sonic and trying to sell the Genesis, they were like, see, compared to side by side, which one's better?
Dude, if you haven't gone on YouTube and watched the Sega ads,
3D World.
I know
for
what
the
you
Wii
mean.
U.
I know.
Okay.
I know. That's where Toad came from.
Was
What?
Super Mario World?
No, the 3D. Yeah. The Toad series came out of the mini games you could play.
Yes, because it was
I'm
like
sorry
a
I
side
didn't
thing.
articulate that better. Yes. Let's do emails and have all this in right now, Chris, because John is.
Wait, are you saying
He's a mess.
Are you saying you want to wrap this up?
Never.
My neighbors right now are like, huh?
By the way,
Yeah.
nice headphones.
Thank you. If you want to write your thoughts and opinions in and hear John's ringtone, you can write them into weeklygameschat@gmail.com. You can tell us what you think of that ringtone if you want. That's weeklygameschat@gmail.com. Just like we've got a lot of these to get through because we are a little behind. Just like TJ did, he wrote in and said, hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi. How you doing, TJ?
Yeah, step up to the mic there.
It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, guys, I just want to thank you for being a stable force in what has been a chaotic year. Between personal loss, interpersonal changes, and financial issues, 2018 has not been my best year, and that's not even including the Saints playoff loss or LSU 7 OT loss. Man, that'd be. I think he's talking about the earlier.
Oh, I was going to say, because the Saints, they're coming home for you, TJ.
Yeah,
They got
right? 2019 is like good start for him so far.
you. Yeah, well, you're good.
Yeah. I hope this next year is bright for you as you continue to be consistently entertaining. Even the episodes I didn't enjoy as much were still quality content. Game on.
Game on, TJ. Thanks for that email, man. And
Game on.
Yeah.
I hope the guys feel the same, but man, I hope 2019 completely rocks for you. It's everything
Outside of
you need it to
LSU,
be.
yes.
I don't even care about. I mean, they're going to lose to Alabama, so I don't care about that. Love you, TJ.
Next up, Blink. Let's call him that. Oh, no, wait. He actually said his name. Hey, guys.
Well, first of all, I need to see his title, Chris. I can't.
Oh, he titled this email, It's Bear. He says, hey, guys, RJ here again.
Hey, what's up, RJ?
Hello.
I know it's been a while
Hey, Bear.
since I wrote in, but I felt the need as a Kingdom Hearts fan. I should tell you about the Kingdom Hearts story. Just kidding.
Entire.
Yeah, the entire Kingdom Hearts story. Just kidding. But I'm sure there are videos out there to give you a crash course on the story. Most likely it's still an hour long. I'm just going off what Donkey said because it was hilarious, and I'm like, everyone kept saying in the comments, like, this is like 95% accurate. And I was like, dear Lord.
Yeah, it's no joke.
If you don't know why people are doing what in the previous games, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 will be lost to you. Okay, that's fair. Keep doing what you're doing and game on.
Game on, RJ. And I've actually heard that they've intentionally put stuff in the early part of Kingdom Hearts 3 to catch you up, the new player, to be caught up and ready to play Kingdom Hearts 3. So I don't know where you get your information from, RJ, but I just said that.
There you go. Next up, we got Brandon, a.k.a. BK, not Jackson.
What up, BK, not Jackson?
He says Chris, Sean, and John, and props.
Props.
You spelled it
Top
right.
notch on the names. You, sir, are a god.
I just like I got the name that I just know that unless someone's like thinking Chris Jenner, I'm probably going to be fine every week.
Or Chris Christopherson.
First off, let me start by saying I don't feel the need to read this on the podcast. Of course, we're going to read this on the podcast. I'm just sending this email to say thank you for finding the time during weeks to record and produce something many people like me enjoy. Secondly, as I get older, my circle of friends who enjoy gaming or have time to game has shrunk. With that, I'd like to send you my Xbox Live, PSN, Steam names. We will not read those on the air.
Yeah, that's what we won't read, sir.
But we will post them on Twitter for everyone to know. Game on BK, not Jackson.
I personally love your PSN name the best.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it makes me... And your Steam name is pretty dope, too.
Shoot, and his Xbox name.
His Xbox name needs work. Let's be honest.
Damn it, Robin.
All right.
Next up, this was a good one.
Whoa.
Our lawyer, Rob, sent one in from Virginia.
I like it.
This is from...
I was thinking about him a couple weeks ago. I'm like, did I just burn bridges here?
No.
I'm so happy to see this long email.
Dear gentlemen, I have had the fortune of being out of the office a fair bit between the week of Thanksgiving and now and have fallen behind on your fine program.
Sir.
On the way in today, I finished the Smash episode and I heard a question that seemed to be directed at least partially at me. To be clear, I'm not certified to practice copyright/patent/IP law and thus not qualified to give a personal or professional opinion on the topic. I'm not sure whether your attorney at name redacted
Whoa.
has experience in this area, but based on my limited knowledge, I would concur with his assessment. And yours, you just be as well off reading the following caption from the Legal Zoom site. And basically...
Versus me trying to reinvent this particular wheel. It's a link.
But he says, that said, it does remind me of when the wrestler Diamond Dallas Page sued Jay-Z over the rapper using the diamond cutter hand gesture Page himself would routinely use when performing his finishing maneuver. I believe the issue was settled out of court, so would not provide any precedent for the current courts to rely on, but a number of sources on a Google search this morning seem to indicate Page was able to trademark the diamond cutter before filing the suit.
I love the diamond cutter.
Also, Page doesn't seem to have trademarked the actual gesture, but rather the printing of the gesture on clothing and other items. This makes me think that Page couldn't actually trademark the physical motions of the diamond cutter. Jay-Z seems to have continued using the gesture.
Well, that'd be like somebody copyrighting the bird.
Yeah,
if you flipped a bird, you could get in trouble.
Stone Cold could do it.
It's like, dude, no, I'm going to throw a diamond in the sky.
Yeah.
If you feel the vibe, bro.
There you go. If accurate, that would seem to cut against the artist suing dance moves. However, this is admittedly anecdotal.
Oh!
Personally, I think this is a slippery slope for me, even if we only initially limit liability to specifically monetized add-ons and or DLC. Will sports titles be sued over end zone celebrations or even dunks that look too close to real player motions? What about martial art games that use moves associated with action stars like Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris? How about holding two guns John Woo style? Easy for me to say, though, since I'm not making money on this stuff either way. On another note, my wife and I are starting to get into board gaming. Think Pandemic and Arkham Horror as opposed to Monopoly. We're sticking with cooperative games for now. I think Chris mentioned playing Cartana a few weeks ago, but I wondered if you guys had any experience with any other board games. I hope you and your families enjoy the holidays. We did. Thank you for another fine year of content.
Thanks, Rob. Excellent email.
Glad to hear from you, Rob.
Rob.
I thought I'd burned bridges with you, and I've rethought the Diablo discussion of late. I still think you're wrong, but I'm not as passionate.
Let it go.
I'm not as passionate.
See, John Elsa
I'm
is.
not as passionate about it. I'm not as passionate about my argument as I used to be, and that's thanks to Rob.
What did we bring up that may have been directed at him from that episode?
You weren't on the episode, but it was about.
Was it on the Smash episode?
No, it was.
Apparently, didn't
You were
listen
there.
to
The Fortnite dance. It was about the Fortnite dances.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so can
It was
you
the one where you
trademark
didn't come, and it was me and him. Just
Thanks.
me and him.
Yeah, let's say it one more time. I wasn't here.
It was the one
I
where
didn't
you
come.
almost died.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we covered for you. But I get what he's saying, and I would not be surprised. I'm like, look, the big problem with this is that there are not a lot of cases out there for precedent, right? Where you can just say, well, this is obviously going to be one way. And they've got a big decision to make because you're going like on one hand, you're looking at a company. It's like, look, they're literally making billions of dollars off these things. And it's very clear who invented those things, right? So it's very hard, especially in a new age where this is becoming more of a standard, especially in like the digital age, right? Where everything's like about 10-second things as opposed to long form things. So the best case scenario for everyone, and I've maintained this, is that they just settle out of court, because he's right. If they go to court and they do rule on the side of the artist, he's very right of what could happen very quickly. It will get out of hand.
It'll
going
get
to
way
have
out of
to,
hand.
Yeah.
And with you saying there's no precedent, I'm trying to think of. Now I'm limited to documentaries I've watched, or the C-SPAN court things that I've watched. I'm very limited in what I'm about to say. But how often do judges without precedent set precedent on cases? You got to think the evidence needs to be really overwhelming, and it has to speak to the judge to make that ruling.
What they usually do, what ends up usually happening is that you start drawing on all these other laws and rights that people have, and you go, how does this not apply to this? Doesn't matter what you wrote here in the law. So, that law is not legal in terms of a constitutional stand.
Really, Cliff Notage.
So,
what are we talking about?
The big, with all the rappers who are currently suing Fortnite. And also NBA 2K because of them.
The thing with NBA 2K, it really throws me off because don't they like wear those suits to really look as real to the players as possible?
Well, no. It's like you can, for instance, Carlton, the dude who plays Carlton, is suing them because that dance is in the game, and it's like, well, they didn't invent that, right? They're obviously.
I don't know that Carlton invented the Carlton.
He did. At least that's what he's saying.
Dude, people danced like that before. He just did it. And
they basically told him, said, dance like a white guy, just really exaggerated, and that's what he did. He came up with it.
White, if you want to say that, if you want to go down that argument, white people dance like that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, because he was popular, he's more popular.
But of course, the bigger ones like Meek Mill.
Yeah, I understand. Like to me, that's a slippery slope, dude. Because if you start ruling these certain ways, we're going to get Ed O'Bannon, and all of a sudden there's not going to be any more games because, when I say that, John, I'm referring to the NCAA football games.
I know.
I mean, that's why I keep saying they need to sell this, because of that, what you just said.
Yeah.
Like EA, I feel like if EA had really just ponied up and come to the table and worked in like an agreement with the NCAA Players Association as far as student athletes and said, like, look, we will promise to give you this much of the cut every single year, that you are a character that could be represented in the game, and by the time you graduate college, you'll have this money, and that's that. And if you get to certain levels, maybe we'll increase it because of your likeness, right? And they could have done that. Instead, they let it go on forever, and it got to a point where they just couldn't fight it anymore. They had to stop.
And I can't fight this feeling
I think you're going to need a new wire because
anymore.
you're kind of going in and out. Yeah. Or it's possible that your audio channel's going bazonkas. I don't know.
Bazonkas.
He replugged in. Let's see what happens. He's turning
It keeps resetting. I don't know.
Yeah. You might need to check for a software update, too.
I'm just glad to hear from Rob.
Could
again.
be.
I don't know. Yeah, it's good to hear from you, Rob. And yeah, the holidays, they kind of flew by. I got sick.
You almost
You
died.
did get sick.
And things, we're here. We're back to back 2 weeks in a row now, guys.
Yeah, couple of bloodlettings and you're good.
Whatever that means.
Next up, we've got. Did I say his name? I'm trying to see.
Spanky Dog.
Oh, okay. We got Hydraberg, who says, "Hey, Chris, Sean, and John."
Hey,
what's up,
Nick from New York, a.k.a. Hydraberg here.
What's up, Nick Hydraberg?
Wanting to let you guys know you should feature Ashen for Xbox One and PC.
That's so funny.
It's a Dark Souls. I tried to say. It's a Dark Souls like with a simple yet gorgeous watercolor art style, especially on the Xbox One X because it's got 50 billion teraflops.
No,
he says a trillion.
I'm sorry, 1 trillion teraflops. Okay, I didn't realize they upgraded again yesterday.
Yeah, dude.
It's on
Patch
Game
update.
Pass. It's got challenging combat, has rewarding progression, excellent level design, and fun exploration. Really fun to play co-op with a friend as well. I've played it for several days with a buddy, and we're having a blast. It's not as punishing as Dark Souls from what my buddy told me, but it's still very good. It's actually convinced me to finally take the plunge and purchase Dark Souls 2 and 3 in the winter sale. So it's definitely one of the top reasons to get on that Game Pass, guys. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Happy New Year and game on.
Happy
we have
Festivus
to
for the
take-
rest of us.
I have
we
played.
have to take the email away from him.
Why?
No.
Because he created an account and called himself Nick, and now we got to play Ashen?
Yeah.
No.
I have played this a little bit. And I have to he's very right. It's very gorgeous. Like the
You make
opening
it
of
sound
the
like
game
it's the game of the year, Chris.
There are people hype on this game who are hype.
That's what you're going to come with after I say what I just said?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Not hold your horses.
There's a part
let's
where
see.
there's like pure darkness and then this like big light bird just like burst on the screen and you're like,
Big
oh wow.
light bird.
It's
Big
cool.
light bird.
It's
really cool.
it's downloaded. It's ready to play.
Yeah, I will play it
don't
at some
care,
point. I don't know when.
John, about what's downloaded and ready to play.
I don't know that I deserve this hostility.
So mean.
I'm just kidding.
Next up, we've got Bucky the Winter Soldier himself.
What's up, Bucky? I really hope you come back in Endgame. It was devastating to see you leave.
So quick. Maybe he'll turn up and so far from home.
Dude, Cap lost his beard because he stressed out so bad that you
Right?
died.
He's like, I'm going to have to hang out with Ant-Man now.
But is he from now or from when? From we don't know.
We
yet.
don't know.
Oh my god!
He says, though, hey, guys, I've been hearing a lot of people speculate on PlayStation exclusives coming in 2019, but what if Sony only releases Days Gone, Medieval Remaster, and Dreams? I see this likely as they canceled PSX last year and won't be attending an E3 in 2019. They're not going to release games if they're not ready, and they want to excite the PlayStation fan base. I do believe that Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding are PlayStation 4 games and possibly PlayStation 5 games as well, but I don't think they are releasing this year. Thanks, guys, and Happy New Year.
I agree halfway. I think they're good. I think Dreams is not going to satisfy them as a release this fall.
Yeah, that's
I think
kinda
it's
whack.
cool. I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's going to be a game that's going to sell systems or move tons of units. It's a niche game.
I think one of the ones he said has to come out.
Yeah, I think Tsushima or actually the most likely is Last of Us Part 2, even though it's going to be really awkward to release 2 exclusive post-apocalyptic zombie games in the same year.
Wait, Last of Us was about zombies?
I think
Clickers is what they were called.
personally, I think it's just going to be a dry year because I think he's right. Like, there's no reason that they would not be at E3 if one of those games wasn't dropping this fall.
We'll see.
So if they don't think that's happening, I think they're like, hey, let's pack it up. And, guess what? We have 91 million consoles and we have like every third party deal we need. We'll just rely on that, make our money, and come back next year stronger.
Pay that man his money.
Finally, we have an email from Daniel. He says,
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Sean. John. Joking, John. You're awesome.
See, because you didn't get a hey.
Yeah. By the way, got to work on that Sean spelling.
It's probably fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Stand
I'm
up
not,
for yourself.
I'm not the head coach of the Rams.
Yeah, let's just go with that. He dropped the ball whenever we threw it to him in high school.
It's fine. Speaking of high school.
It's Daniel from New York. I haven't emailed in 5 months, and the last email said I was back.
Unfortunately, he lied.
Unfortunately, my life has been a little crazy with me having my bar mitzvah not even a month back from camp. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
He's a man now.
Yeah, that's legit.
Well, thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, right?
I would have totally DJ'd that jump.
I've always wanted to go to a bar mitzvah. They're so cool to me.
Yeah.
I've been to one.
Yeah.
You could just watch them on YouTube.
You can just watch The Wedding Singer.
And
They have one
that's a
in
good
there.
one. You can put your VR goggles on, dude, and you're there.
Is that the one where they carry someone around in their chair?
Yes, they do that. Well, they do that in weddings, too.
Do they?
Yeah. And the high school process in NYC is so confusing and nerve-wracking that I forgot about the podcast.
Don't say that out loud ever again.
man.
Right? And before you stop me, yes, it's... You put music notes. That's awesome.
I like it.
I also have been traveling a lot recently, and I don't have a great pair of headphones and have not been blessed with AirPods yet. Anyways, I'm heading to New Orleans. Hey, Big Easy, on Thursday.
Has he already been? No.
No, this Thursday.
Okay.
Which is where I went over winter break. But I won't complain about that. I traded in my Switch for a PS4. Ooh.
You've done that too. Or some
I know,
version.
I know. That's why I looked at the two Nintendo fanboys. I don't care what he does.
You know what? You know
I'm
what, man?
slightly disappointed. Slightly
you know
disappointed.
what, dude? Just keep reading.
He said he attempted to make a new PC, and well, integrated graphics aren't working out, so I'm getting a GPU to get the damn thing to work.
Daniel.
He wrote it. We say it. You know what I'm saying?
He's a man now. He can say
he
that.
is.
On the PS4, I have Spider-Man, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn, which I can't wait to play.
Me too.
Somehow, that's hilarious. Somehow none of them have ever heard of, or somehow none of them have even heard of it. And I tell them to grow a Richard and stop living under a rock.
Yeah.
I also got an iPhone X, so this is the third phone I've had in the past year, and I'll explain how the other two broke some other time. Pretty sure y'all are from Texas.
Nope.
So sorry about the Cowboys losing.
You see, Northerners think just because you talk with maybe a little slang that you're from Texas.
Yeah.
That's what we Texas,
Don't ever.
bro.
I mean, in the Cowboys.
Boo the Cowboys, bro.
Unfortunately, my dad's a loyal New Yorker, so I don't call them the Cowgirls.
So if I don't call them the
Oh, okay.
Cowgirls,
You should call them the Cowgirls.
that's fine,
I am
call them the Cowgirls.
almost certain he will disown me.
hey, the cheerleaders, you know.
But I do respect the other teams. With all of my schoolwork piling up, I don't have the time in the world to play video games.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, and since I don't have the Switch, I can't play Smash Ultimate. But I think one of my friends has it. Okay, cool. Go play with him. You should do that. And the dog is doing great.
That's what's up.
I mean, he's been pretty sick the last 2 days, but I'll attach a couple of videos of him having fun. He doesn't appear to have done that. And when is the YouTube episode with the camera?
Exactly. John and I want to know the same thing. We're working on Chris. We're gonna figure something out. It's gonna happen. It would be cool. Joe Rogan-esque, right?
You know what? I'll start a Patreon, and if we get $50,000 a month funding,
First of all, we don't need that much money, but the Patreon idea is
sir, we
not
need
a bad idea.
$50,000 a month.
I'd be fine with 50,000.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to steal these people's money.
It's not stealing. They give it to you.
First of all, under false pretenses, dude.
Not
Dude,
if we don't.
We're just going to
Why
make a
did you get Rob
pledge.
back on the line and tell you
We
guys about
send
the law?
them. We send them a T-shirt. It's fine.
$50,000 T-shirt, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a terrible person.
True.
Honestly, I think that would be so cool. I'm sorry this email was long, but I miss you guys.
I miss you too, bro.
And I have a lot to talk about, so I'll disperse among the next emails. Remember, game on.
I'll never forget it. Game on, sir.
And
None of y'all-
congratulations on your bar mitzvah. I hear a lot of work goes into those.
And
They do.
His final line is,
None of y'all have Richards.
"That's it. You stop
Daniel.
telling. You must not tell lies." Didn't you see what was her name in Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had to put it on his hand.
Umbridge?
Yeah. Don't you Dolores Umbridge this stuff.
Sean.
Yeah. Oh, I got to get ready.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all say some things while I pull out my phone, my gadget.
Here.
So yeah.
So,
This is top notch, huh? I got it, man. If your internet would just tighten up.
my internet is freaking fine.
Let's go down. It's been a while, so let's try to. Let's. Hey, I like how y'all did that, right?
We're
So
professionals.
just so I can, I'll just start here. At Mario Orlando, is it any question now why PBR is the newest logo? Because if you haven't noticed on Twitter, which you should be going to right now and following us if you haven't, it's kind of got a PBRS look to
Yeah.
it. Is there anything else to add to that, dude?
It was a Sunday, and I was bored, so I started thinking, you know what, I should update logos like for certain things, like our Facebook page and the Twitter logo. And I saw a PBR can. I was like, I wonder if I can make that. So I made it. And that's really the story of it. I think I did a good job.
At Big Griff told us that last week, our first episode of 2019, that our first Your Wife was of 2019 was so perfect. And there's a picture, if you guys remember, it's actually Jeff, from when I believe it's Daryl Strawberry on The Simpsons hit a home run. It was amazing. So that means that we did good. Another listener at S10 Driving Kelly said that we had a great episode to start the year off. After listening to it, they decided to put all games on hold so they could finish God of War, which I think is a good idea. They started to put it down for Blackout. I wouldn't do that. I'd play God of War first because Blackout's not going anywhere. Technically, neither is God of War, but you see what I'm saying. Really looking to finish it since God of War is my favorite game series, and it does reboost that series for sure. And I guess I mentioned that I was watching Cobra Kai then, and they said that Cobra Kai 2 was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go. I know that we haven't gone down in a while.
We're so stupid.
At Clinton Wiley said, John, color me disappointed in the new closer. Love the show, guys, and I look forward to all the things you'll cover in 2019. Game on. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Do you know what that means?
Say that one more time.
If you would stop looking up other S-word stuff, you would pay attention to what I'm saying. Like I paid attention to your dumb email segment.
We've got great funny things on Twitter.
Yeah, until we get done with the show, how about let's hold that? You know what I'm saying, dude?
Okay, say it one more time.
No, don't worry about it.
No.
People hear it, and they hear how you didn't listen, unlike I do when you listen to place whatever.
Yeah, how'd you check out?
I didn't. I chimed in on everything.
You checked out on everything.
Don't
you
get
check
me heated.
all the time.
Don't get me heated.
But what do you say for real?
I don't know. Now I'm all discombobulated. I don't remember all the other stuff I was going to do.
He doesn't handle pressure well, folks.
I do handle pressure. Shut your mouth. I guess in response to the Cobra Kai thing, which I liked, they said they can't wait for season 2. It's legit. If you haven't watched Cobra Kai,
I want to be a Cobra Kai.
There you go.
Did we say this? I don't know. At Ugalar_MP.
What up, Ugalar?
They said they skipped the Holy Trinity, I guess, which would be Spider-Man, Red Dead, and God of War.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, they just couldn't care less. Red Dead sounds too slow and big. But God of War, they have bought and will play. Out of everything, they liked Hitman 2 the most. Also, Far Cry 5 was good. And now they were playing Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden.
We had someone who asked us directly on Twitter. I saw where he asked if we had played Hitman. And I replied back to him saying we had not played Hitman 2 because no one here played Hitman 1.
I loved Hitman back in the day. I would be not against playing Hitman. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But they did say Witcher 3 was their project for this year. So good, but so old.
I'm just making John laugh by finally, because John never looks at our Twitter page. I'm like, John, this is what we put up here, by the way.
If you have a Twitter, I'm not going to read anymore today. I'm just going to say who's following us. At Leonard NPC, thanks for the follow, following you back. Paulo A. Gonzalez, thanks for the follow, following you back. At Mosey71, thank you for the follow, following you back. At Burnt and Salty, thank you for the follow, following you back. Hey, you're from Charleston. I got family there.
Wow.
Charleston.
At Amanda Blaine, thank you so much for the follow, following you back. And she is a Geek Girl Press gamer and coder.
Ooh.
So she's cool. And
so she's smart.
At Luker Hoden, thank you so much for the follow, following you back.
Wow.
I'm trying to follow you back, but it's pending. If you get a request from us, that's us.
Wow.
Again, if you got anything else, sorry, I'm checking out.
John's trying not to lose it right now because of what I put on the screenshot.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I know you have, but you have to remember, this is why I pulled this up, because one of our co-hosts does not believe in social media.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. It's so hilarious.
So you can tell them where to find us so we can go eat now.
This has been episode 187 of Weekly Games Chat. If you like the show, subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast service you use. You'll get a new episode just like this one every Wednesday. while you're there, they have a rating or a review system. You should drop us a review or rating. It helps people find the show. I won't do the R part because Sean will hate it. But you can find us on social media, Facebook and Twitter. I'm like bombing this right now. Both at Weekly Games Chat. And as said before, you can email us, weeklygameschat@gmail.com. Until next time, I will simply say, game on, Sean.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John.
Game on, Chris and Sean.
Game on, John.
John's recording something.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know.
He doesn't have a permission.
It's a mystery.
If it's posted anywhere, I'm
He never wants permission. He just barges in.
The greatest thing would be is if he did something illegal and I hired Rob from Virginia. And we destroyed John.
You should take down John. That'd be great.
I'm kidding. I love you.
And just wear Diablo suits the whole entire time. Anyways, your mom's box.
Peace out.
Life, sorry.
God.